Health improvements and financial career related improvements are on the menu in October of 2024 for all of us Aquarius, a sun, moon, and rising. I am one of you. Listen for your sun sign of its career and purpose, your moon, home, and body and mind, but your rising sign is everything about you. And we're going to dive into how this month ahead looks for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Lori Lothian. In the next 25 minutes together, we're going to cover all the news you need to know about navigating this time your best life version of reality using astrology as a tool for navigation. Also, I am using Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses, fixed stars, and those minor asteroids are a part of what I put out here on YouTube land. If you want to be able to get my month of October one-time pricing on my 2025 two-hour video for your sign, or you can buy the bundle for all signs, which I think is a better deal, then you can get that in the pre-production time frame of October 2024, because I will be releasing those privately and for sale in November. So is there a chance to jump aboard while I'm in production mode? You'll also get a PDF guidebook for your sign, and you can use that as well to tap into my suggestions for your sign and my guidance for 2025. This is not stuff you'll find on YouTube. This is private sale to help fundraise for my channel every year to buy the equipment I need and the other things I need to keep this business going on the back end. Thanks for listening. Let's go ahead and talk about your sign, Aquarius. Well, as I'm one of you, I'm also really fixating on the stories. Let's start with the big picture stories, and then we're going to break it down month by month by month. Okay. Let me just say, I'm going to also show you the sky when we break it down into the like month by month, day by day by day kind of thing. So we'll be here to talk, first of all, about big picture narratives. What about the planet Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto? What are they particularly up to? Mercury is usually, whipping through 2 to 3 signs every month. And this month, he starts off in the sign of Libra, where he was traveling already as of September the 26th. And he leaves Libra on the 12th of the month of October. This is extremely positive for you. If you are anybody involved in the word podcasting, publishing, international travel, legal and court matters, academic settings, including college campuses and universities. When Mercury's in your ninth house in the sign of Libra, you are going to find yourself succeeding up there in that part of your sky. And of course, the sun in Libra season will be traveling with him. What's going on up there this time around is we have the South Node for karmic elements, including the eclipse of October 2nd, which we indeed will get into. And this is an energy, therefore, asking you to really understand that you're moving through a bigger picture than just this time of September 26th to the 12th. You're moving through a time in which big forces of destiny are playing out. But contracts and agreements around book publishing, podcasting, collaborations, acceptances at universities, great outcomes in academic settings, visas, travel, and foreign land opportunities all percolate for you anytime between September the 26th and the 12th of September. By the time we get to October the 13th through to November the 1st, we see that Mercury has moved into Scorpio, your 10th house of career and reputation. Not only does he move there, but he's going to be activating a beautiful grand trine. And we'll talk about that as I break down the details of the month bit by bit. But when he is in the 10th house in Scorpio, when he is there October 13th to November 1st, there is a small window of time between the 13th and the 16th in which he's co-traveling those 3 days with Venus. That is your luckiest time in your career zone. You want to grab October 13th to the 16th with Mercury and Venus together at the top of your sky, raises, asking for raises, promotions, applying for jobs, going for interviews, or just some kind of success, especially if your communication requires you to step up into the top of the sky and be seen, like as MC, like a celebrity, like get on a stage, like have a message to deliver to people. Again, that lovely little time frame, don't use it or lose it, October 13th to the 16th. Now, in general, though, October 13th and November 1st, when Mercury travels in your 10th house, you find yourself getting a lot of good things happening. Like you get great news about your career, or messages or communications are ongoing. There's a lot of chatter going on up there. It's not so bad for you because he's in a whole sign flow to Saturn. And therefore, you can find yourself getting really great career opportunities. negotiations, contracts, and deals formed for work, job, and career and money matters throughout the 13th of the month to November the 1st. Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and kindness and peace, she's moving in the sign of Scorpio when we start this energy of this month. That's a sign of her detriment. She's already there as of the 22nd of September, and she will be there until the 16th of October. Now, it is your 10th house, and she'll do her best to highlight success in career. I get a light up there, maybe again, luck, celebrity, liking your career, office, romance, if you're inclined. But that's the vibe of her in that part of your sky. And it can look like sometimes she's in detriment. She really is not comfortable in the sign that belongs to Mars. So she might actually feel a little bit like she wants to do something different here. So, it happens to you every year. So you're used to it. It's like she's trying her best to find work pleasurable. So you're trying your best to find work pleasurable, okay, during the window of September the 22nd, before this month starts, through to October 16th. But don't worry, good things are going to happen here. I'll share later. On the 17th of the month of October, she moves into Sagittarius. This is a house of your great gains, your 11th house of good spirit. And this means that you can begin to really feel some prosperity coming in from your career, especially if your midheaven and floating whole sign house system is in the 11th house. Every year when Venus crosses that midheaven, roughly this time of year in general, you tend to flourish in career endeavors. So you can look forward to more success, more financial reward, more celebrity or fame as well, September 17th to November the 10th. But also when she's going through the 11th house, friendship circles and groups of friends and social activities with groups of friends, and your connection to women, particularly elder sibling or women who are favorable towards you, acting like a benefactor or an ally, those people become highlighted for you. It's a really great time to receive favors from those friends and to ask for those favors from those friends. September the 17th to November the 10th. So look forward to that lovely vibe of fun and pleasure. Ultimately, you'll be more social than you normally are as well. September 17th through to November the 10th. Now, when Venus is here, one more thing October the 17th to November the 10th. Did I say September? I don't even want to talk about it. I really am not on my game. October the 17th to November the 10th. Obviously, we're in the month of October. Oh my goodness gracious. So in the month of October to November 10th, your social vibe is picking up and you're having a little bit more fun. And she rules the house of travel. And for some of you, it's very likely that pleasurable social travel opportunities emerge, especially to far off foreign shores and lands, October 17th to November the 10th. Mars is in Cancer for the entirety of the month because he's there from September 4th to November 4th in the sign of Cancer. It's a very long stay, part of a 6-month stay because of retrogradation. You might want to check that Mars video out. This is your work house, and Mars means you're going to be working hard. He's in the house of his joy in the 6th house. So you are working hard. And yet, even as you are working hard, you may also be able to turbocharge that Mars in the 6th house to be very executive commanding in how hard you're working. And it's because he's flowing in a mutual reception to Venus in the 10th house that you're going to find things to do with work, although they're hard and though you're grinding and though you're really diligent, you're going to find it benefits your increase of success pretty significantly. And when Mars is here, if you have any desire to change your home, if it's a rental agreement or home change may come anyway, as Mars will come into a sextile to Uranus here, you may have unexpected home changes connected to rental properties, but you may also have a chance to change your health and diet structure significantly all through September and basically all through October, because Mars is the god of ending and eliminating, and he's talking to Saturn in the second house of what you put in your mouth. So great for rehab, great for dietary changes. I'm on the AIP protocol. I'm loving it. I jump into bed, my bones don't ache. I have tons of energy. I need less sleep. Autoimmune protocol diet. So you might be finding yourself, fellow Aquarians, trying a new food style and doing very well at it during his travels for almost all of October. as he has been for almost all of September, through that 6th house. Jupiter, the greater benefic, Santa Claus, will be moving through the sign of Gemini through till next June. This is your 5th house of children. This could lead to pregnancy, conception, but also maybe becoming a grandparent or grandparent, because your children are very fertile now as well. But when Jupiter's here, if you're a creative, an artist, or you have an entrepreneurial business, wonderful. And if you are at all looking for romance, wonderful. He will retrograde on October the 9th through to February. And this is where things slow down here, because you have to go inward in order to go outward, go within or go without. Jupiter is the inner guru, and he flows in a trine to your ascendant. So you don't mind this retrograde. He's coming towards you and you're having a conversation with him. Especially you Aquarius is between 0 and 23 degrees Aquarius. You are the ones that really receive that Jupiter retrograde and start talking to him and saying, what inner wisdom do we need here? What truth and knowledge do we need in order to go forward after February and create massive prosperity and big, bold increases in your money luck? And because this is the house of good fortune, Jupiter is always going to bring good fortune here, even if he's in a sign of his detriment. Pluto will go direct at 29 Capricorn. He's been there for a bit. This is his last time in the sign of Capricorn. And he turns around to move out of that sign. Is the last time in a lifetime, October the 11th. So things that you've been sort of pulling back on and rethinking and kind of gestating on for the last while, in the last while, meaning since 2008, in the sign of Capricorn, which happens to be for us Aquarians, our 12th house of enlightenment, moksha, revenue generated from foreign lands and shores and borderless income, and our own self-undoing, including addictions. As he goes direct October 11th, you go direct, and things that have been challenging you there since 2008 are now going to no longer be the case. You are moving forward and beyond and past that. And the turnaround vibe is felt by you October the 11th and through to November the 19th, when he finally leaves Capricorn forever and ever and ever and moves into the sign of Aquarius. All right. We're now going to break it down. I'm going to show you the sky. Let's take us over to the chart. Now we're breaking it down into bit by bit. In other words, this week, next week, and the week after. Okay, what's happening in the 4 weeks of the month? I'm getting better at this slowly. I can't spin the wheel for your sign because it will go to another sign, right? So because of time changes everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of hold the space here of the sky for October the 1st. Excuse me, it's not on October the 1st. I thought it was. And you'll just have to imagine what I'm saying is true. But this is the sky. You can see where all the planets are, and the nodes. And of course, I kept the asteroid Juno for a reason. Let's start off by talking about the first week of October. The first week of October is intense. There is the Cazimi on October the 1st of Mercury with the Sun conjunct. Well, on the 2nd, the eclipse happens in the very same part of the sky. So as we move into October 1st, we see Mercury just lightly coming off of his perfected conjunction with the Sun. And this is a reset button that you feel the last day of September, the first day of October, where you're resetting something in your life to do with the 9th house. But it's, career, book publishing, academia, podcasting, foreign lands and travel, visas, third, long-term committed love, marriage-like relationships, things that connect you to matters to do with your spiritual faith and spiritual philosophy in life and the meaning of your life. And not only you're resetting a button that kind of lasts 6 weeks, like a reset button with Mercury in the heart of the Sun, but he's also entangled in the eclipse of October the 2nd. This is a very Mercury infused reset in your Libra sky. You had an eclipse here last October 14th, and you're having another another South Node eclipse. Now, the South Node is what we need to let go of, or release, but it's also the natural basket of your destiny and your more spiritually true path in life, your more soulful direction in life. And this is being activated with the messenger of the gods. If you're somebody who writes, communicates, and you want to write a book, Libro Library book, this is your off to the races, gunfire set, like on your mark, get set, go. So this is a portal. This is a portal for something good to try to happen in that part of your chart. It's also good for legal outcomes involving courts or academic and university matters as well. With this conjunction, which is the eclipse with a Mercury infusion, it's happening well at the very same time Mars is trining Saturn. Now, Mars is the go-getter in your 9th house, and he's flowing to Saturn in your 2nd house of money and earnings. And this infuses within this eclipse a very strong energy where you are absolutely willing to go for it when it comes to money and financial matters, or food style and dietary changes, or ends of addictions. And this is embedding a co-cooperative side energy around the time of the eclipse. And then the first week of October, it gets even better, because you will notice that Venus is going to move forward. And by October the 4th, she trines Saturn. And between the 4th and the 8th or 9th of the month, we're going to be seeing a beautiful triangle called a grand water trine that gives you and me an incredible blessing of opportunity, expansion, and luck when it comes to our money, our earnings, our savings, our work, and the work habits and the work routines, and matters to do with career and reputation and career success. You can use this by doing things that relate to increasing your financial wealth, and Venus does in career as it relates to visas, passports, foreign travel, book publishing, podcasting endeavors. Alrighty. So, oh, what do you mean my internet connection is unstable? Said the internet connection thing. How can that be? I'm sitting with 5 bars. Like, seriously? Hang on. Let me open the door to my office. I'm like, what? I don't know, guys. I'll try that again. So, I don't want to be wobbly on the internet. Yeah, can't fix it afterwards. Next, I would say this. You can look at the other energy of this trine, and you could wonder what Mars wants for you. What's he up to down there? He is in a whole sign sextile to Uranus. We'll talk about that later. But it means you could also have some really exciting developments, especially at the end of the month, regarding changes of home connected to work or rental agreements. But there's a bit of this Venus pre-blessing going on, yes, between the 4th and the 9th of October. As also, around October the 4th, and you'll give or take a day or two on either side. Maybe around October 4th, you're having some kind of difficulty regarding work matters that are at odds with travel plans, for example, or you're having some issues with your health that are at odds with travel plans, or you're having some kind of issue with a writing project or communications endeavor to do with international or books or podcasting. And Mars, who's grinding at the work thing, says, get your act together. Let's get this thing to work no matter how hard it is. Make a decision and take some action and get something going. The sun generically represents career, and it may be a contract, an agreement you have to finish up with somebody else, and you're really pushing to get it done. And that looks like a lot of grind energy around October the 4th. On October the 13th through to, and on October 7th and 9th, when Venus is creating that beautiful grand trine, Mercury lightens up a bit and he starts to flow to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is giving you luck, and that includes money luck. Lottery wins, gambling, casinos. Don't do that because I said that. Don't be silly. This is general astrology, but you know what I mean. And someone said a gnarly troll comment recently about me saying lottery every time. I'm sorry. Jupiter is in the lottery house for the Aquarians, right? I'm not going to pretend it's not there. So for some people, it is going to be true. So Jupiter trines Mercury in the house of government legislative bodies and the bureaucracy of governments. Well, when everyone plays a lottery, the government gives you the money most of the time, right? So it could indicate lottery winning opportunity for you around October. I'll give it a generous orb, October the 6th to the 10th. So October 6th to the 10th, I think you could have some financial success through money luck endeavors. Otherwise, opportunities for travel to foreign countries, for fun, opportunities for your children, finding out you're a grandparent, finding out that your child got accepted at their best favorite university or college. These kinds of good vibes are going on. Yes, they are around that October the 6th to the 10th. Give it some generous orb. On October the 13th, 14th, the sun trines Jupiter. Now, with the sun in a trine to Jupiter, this means something good could happen in your life connected to partnerships. This could be your marriage partner. This could be a business partner. This could be a legal contract that needs to be formulated. It also may be about resolving matters to do with legal law affair stuff. You know what I mean? Like finalizing a law agreement, a court case, and in a favorable and positive way. Jupiter rules courts and legal matters, and he is flowing to the sun in the house of courts and legal matters. It's also a really good opportunity for travel abroad, especially if it involves romance. And also during that same window of October 13th to the 14th, we also notice that the sun will square Mars. Pesky Mars is always in the way. This is some kind of grinding energy. What is it that has to be addressed? It requires a decision or action. And of course, it's going to be connected in some way to what Mercury was doing squaring Mars. So you can connect October the 4th, if you like, to probably events of October 13th, 14th. They're all part of the same narrative. It looks like a lot of you might really need to finalize something with a long-term love partner or a legal or contract agreement or an obligation to a significant other and just make it happen. But it does connect to work and career matters as well. Mercury squares Pluto October 13th and 14th, and Mercury has information or news he wishes to give you, but he's squaring Pluto and Capricorn. Well, what could it mean? Mercury square Pluto could be some very profound news or information to do with foreign places and people, because both Pluto and Mercury are in the place of foreign places. So Pluto can also be some really profound riches and wealth that can come to you from a far off place or foreign shore. But the square means as well, watch for some kind of toxic communication with a ninth house figure. That can be a guru, guide, teacher, or mentor. And there's a real intense conversation that may be difficult and maybe deep and profound, but also could have communications toxicity around it. So be careful around that time frame about the kinds of conversations you have with people that you may consider to be authoritatively helpful, like a mentor, therapist, or guide. Or you could dig deep underneath the surface with X-ray vision and see something through the news cycle of your ninth house. And what you would see is something about your soul. And we move into October the 14th and 15th. Now, this is where Venus is playing a very strong role, creating what we call a wedge. She will come into an opposition to Uranus while trining Neptune. And her opposition to Uranus is in the sign in this on the fixed star Algol, the Medusa's head. And it's also a well star. I'm going to give you a ball. And Venus in the career house is opposing Uranus in the fourth house of home, property, land, real estate, domestic, private life, the home and people you live with, and the home you live in. Yet she forms a wedge to Pluto. And Pluto kind of says something along the lines, I may as well annotate. Pluto says something along the lines of, hey, maybe what we can do here is get this tension cleared up through what I've got to offer, which is transformation, riches, power, and wealth in the 12th house. This can be about a career versus home surprise, something going on in the career home. It's really the surprise in the home connecting to the career. And remember, there's a whole sign energy between Mars and Uranus, which can indicate home changes connected to work and to rental property. Venus Pluto is a flow, the power of love, the love of power. Opposite Saturn, Uranus, the surprise, the unexpected development. If you're going to get some kind of riches out of this, which you very well can, the Pez dispenser for your riches is Saturn, the ruling planet of this situation. So you could get literally a bit of a feeling that you suddenly have the potential to have a shockingly large treasure of money or earnings, but it may connect to matters to do as well with your career. Like it's not coming from the lottery necessarily. Ultimately, Saturn wants to have reasonable, reliable, and long-term plans for how you save, conserve, spend, and earn money. And he is in a whole sign flow to Pluto. And so the best I can tell you about this sky, the best vibe for the sky Aquarius, is this wedge on the middle of the October timeframe, October 14th and 15th-ish, means that you're trying to level up your career success. And it may involve some exciting but surprising changes in your home, or money coming from someplace far away, in a far offshore, a distant place that up levels your career as well. For those of us who are digital entrepreneurs, this makes sense because Pluto's in the house of digitally borderless income and revenue, so that looks really good on us. October the 17th through to October, well, let's start with October the 17th, just as a pure energy. That's when Venus will sit here. She's trundling this way, right? Venus is moving along through the sky. And by the time we get to October the 17th, she moves into Sagittarius. But just before she transits over, she sits right here and she is going to sextile Pluto. This is positive energy. Now, Venus sextiling Pluto is a story that you want to grab. Venus sextile Pluto can open up a beautiful prosperity window of riches and values that are also more deep and profound. She comes into this sextile with Pluto for the last time in a lifetime because of the Pluto exiting your 12th house forever as of November 19th. So around the 16th, 17th, you'll feel it a little bit earlier. Like let's say you'll start to feel it on the 16th to the 17th of the month. I'm going to write that down on my forum because I need to know that you guys time zones and stuff, 16th, 17th. You could find yourself in a very powerful up level in your professional status, but you're getting support from the way you have let go of your own sabotage. You've let go of your own self-undoing, but you also may have profound support from people who live in far off places. On October the 22nd, Mercury trines Saturn. Mercury, the messenger of the gods, has moved into Scorpio, and he will trine Saturn. And when he trines Saturn, everything to do with hard work pays off. It pays off quite often because what you're doing, the ideas you have in your career space are giving you steady and lasting and reliable financial gain. It is a great time if you need a job and are looking for work and are unemployed to find a job by applying for a job around the 22nd of October. You may be surprised at the kind of job you can land or take the interview or send out that resume. If you market something, because commercially he's the marketer messenger, right? Commerce, mercantile, and marketing. Your marketing strategies can be very successful around the 22nd of October in terms of long-term financial benefit. October the 23rd to the 25th, Mars is in a sextile to Uranus. Now, that's a happy energy, and in terms of sextiles, bring positive things to our life. And Uranus is on Algol, a wealth star, and Mars is in the work house. Well, Mars around the end of this sign in a flow, sudden surprising opportunities to move your home may be connected to rental properties, maybe. Sudden opportunities in work that are connected to property, homeland, and real estate, suddenly getting a lot more wealth or surprising wealth coming at you from matters connected to, again, homeland, property, and real estate. Jupiter here says you're just lucky with anything, money as well, because he's in the house of good fortune. So possibly, kind of making a little bit of a midpoint for us in the middle of this story. I wonder if you're and because by that point Jupiter's retrograde, it's lucky opportunities for financial good fortune even from the past coming to you. And it looks like it's connected to work as well, right? Work opportunities and lucky money opportunities that surprise you and also involve that wealth star. On a very practical level, also, as I mentioned, a potential change of home, connected, a potential change to rental property. And at the time of this event that occurs, Venus has moved into Sagittarius. And that indicates that it also might open up things to do with your greater career gains as well, because Mars is in a work house and Venus is in the gains from your career. But mostly it looks like home-based matters and change regarding work, getting a home office, getting a chance to work away from the office, getting a change of work connected to a change of home. That's the energy around the 22nd of October. On October the 20th, the very last week of the month, October 23rd to the 30th. Okay, we have a lot going on. We have energies going on October the 23rd to the 30th. Oh, sorry. That last little part I told you about October, the Mars sextile Uranus is October 23rd to 25th. But then on the 26th to the 30th, Mars will trine Neptune. What I'm going to say is that between October 23rd and the 30th, there's a bigger story happening. Mars is going to trine Neptune more tightly around the 26th to the 30th, right? As he moves a little further down. And this creates a mini grand trine. And a mini grand trine is simple. What it is lucky and flowing and positive opportunities connected to work, money, and dreams come true about your finances and property, homeland, and real estate. So let's make it simple. Lucky financial breaks connected to homeland, property, real estate, legacy wealth, maybe inheritance money, because that's the fourth house, popping through your sky big time around the 23rd to the 30th of the month. And we won't get this one very often again. The problem is that Neptune will leave the sign of your money house, and you won't get this for another 84 years, if then. So you're looking at a beautiful time, the 23rd to the 30th, where surprising, unexpected developments increase your work, money, and home opportunity, expansion, growth, and luck. So who knows, guys, what it could be, but we'll see where that goes. And Jupiter tells Neptune what to do, and he's in the money luck house. We're still not ruling out money luck through winning a ticket, okay? Or you won the ticket, now you buy your dream home with the perfect office that allows you to have its surround sound system, Neptune, with the best recording equipment ever, Neptune, things like that. So there you go, best I got for us. And lastly, at the very end of the story, around the 26th to the 30th, Mercury will become opposite to Uranus. Now, Mercury will be at this juncture, right, moving through the sign of Scorpio. So he'll be way up here and he'll be opposite Uranus. Surprising, unexpected, shocking news or surprises connected to homeland, property, real estate, and career. Same sort of thing I'm saying. I bet you some of you are going to move your home, but you're also having all this luscious financial goodness as well. I mean, it could be, I could subdue it, right? You find the ideal dream property, your dream property to live in, Neptune. And it turns out it's half the price you'd normally pay and you can't believe it. So there's lots of ways that this can play out. Mercury at the end of the month too, October, like the 23rd to the 30th, is sextiling the house of banks, mortgages, and he owns that house. So the ideal opportunity to buy a property or sell a property and get unexpectedly high price. Again, all good for you, October 23rd to the 30th. Thanks for listening, fellow Aquarians. Don't forget, if you want to jump into the All Signs bundle, the All Signs bundle or the a la carte Your Sign, they are at the early price. It happens in the month of October before they become available at the regular price. That's because I'm doing the production in the month of October. And this is my pre-production, like sale that I put on every year. And those videos are never going to be this cheap again. Each video is 2 hours long. I suggest you get the bundle because you can listen for sun, moon, and rising, and you can share with your friends and family. Alrighty, ciao, ciao.